Friday, the 10th of April. The day starts, as usual, with you halfway down a rabbit hole. This time you were convinced Tanya's cat had more followers than NASA and could crack astrophysics. 27 minutes late again. Your doomscope animal, a manticore on espresso, likely to burst into tears over the smallest thing. At work, Mars retrograde has targeted your inbox. You've accidentally replied all to Marcus saying didn't need to know that. You're now sprinting to Declan's desk begging him to recall the email before Priya sees it. This afternoon features approximately 47 browser tabs open, each a half-finished craft project from 2023 involving glitter and regrettable life choices. Tonight, the craving for beige food is biblical. Think beige buffet, beige everything. Venus is elsewhere tonight, possibly judging a dog show. Expect exactly zero romantic action unless Declan happens to bring in donuts. After 9 p.m., you will find yourself strangely compelled to re-watch that documentary about competitive cheese sculpting. The stars have spoken, mostly about cheese. Advice: put the phone down. Nobody needs to see that photo of you attempting Zumba from 2014. Friday the 10th promises a morning where your dressing gown actively stages an intervention. You'll wake up to discover you sleepwalked and put the washing machine on a hot cycle. Mercury is currently experiencing technical difficulties trying to understand why. By lunchtime, you'll consider changing your name by deed poll to avoid a Zoom call with Karen. Denise needs those spreadsheets by 3, but you're too busy having an existential crisis over the color of Gavin's new wallpaper. He's weirdly invested in your opinion. You will spill lukewarm coffee down your best top at precisely 2:47 p.m. The evening unfolds like a slow-motion replay of snack-based decisions. You'll spend 3 hours arguing with Craig on Facebook Marketplace before realizing you're bidding on your own old toaster. Your standards for human interaction are lower than Phil's limbo skills at the Christmas party. You're currently sat on the sofa cushion you've molded to your exact shape since last week. Advice: embrace the chaos. Hide the biscuit tin. Friday begins, and you'll be blaming Sharon for something that is categorically your own fault. Witnesses heard you mutter something about Mercury being in retrograde as you managed to spill tea down Jason's new shirt. The trauma. Your Doomoscope animal today is an ocelot who thinks they're a house cat. You'll start 15 conversations at once, then disappear to watch squirrels argue over nuts online. This afternoon Venus is sending Ricky WhatsApp forwards he found on Facebook. You'll somehow still be the last to know about Fiona's disastrous perm. Honestly, your colleagues should pay you for managing office gossip. This evening, after accidentally sending a laughing emoji to Nadine after she shared holiday snaps of her dodgy sunburn, you are cosmically permitted to hide. Maybe behind the sofa. Let it all blow over. The stars have spoken, mainly to each other, about the price of petrol. Advice: delete your account. All of them. Friday the 10th dawns with all the joy of discovering you're out of milk. You'll leave the house with the smugness of someone who's on time, only to realize you're rocking one black shoe, one navy. Back you go. Now you're late and wondering if interpretive dance is a viable career. At work, Mars retrograde is making Pauline extra Pauline today. Apparently you looked at her funny during the office Christmas party, 5 years ago. Linda's batting for you, mainly because you sneak her biscuits from the posh tin. You contemplate blaming a power surge for your emails not sending. Again. This evening, the cosmos have decreed gym avoidance is mandatory. The sofa beckons. Order that takeaway, a nostalgia binge awaits. At precisely 7:14 p.m., prepare to craft a remember when. Text to someone from 22. Their red receipt is about to become the 8th wonder of the world because they won't be replying. And the stars have spoken. Advice: don't overthink it. That argument from 23 really was your fault, but their haircut was worse. Friday the 10th of April. You leapt out of bed this morning convinced you'd finally won the lottery. The subsequent hunt for matching socks suggested otherwise. On the bus, Suki spilled her latte on your new jacket. Not a disaster, more a beige abstract masterpiece, really. At work, the alignment of Uranus suggests Nathan is about to ask a really stupid question, so prepare yourself. Today, you are powered by caffeine and the sheer will to avoid eye contact with Claudia. This afternoon, your Doomscope animal is a squirrel burying nuts it'll never find, which is basically your organizational skills. Tonight, NASA says it's cosmically fine to skip the gym because cosmic rays. Instead, you'll spend ages editing that perfect selfie for the work's Secret Santa. Jordan definitely saw you use a filter. How embarrassing. You're now convinced that photo is the reason the office pot plant is dying. Advice: stop blaming the universe for your inability to find matching socks. This Friday, reaching for that protein bar, you'll instead find a Satsuma from last Christmas. This morning, Mercury in retrograde is targeting your hand-eye coordination. Prepare to walk into a lamppost at precisely 9:17 a.m., scattering your digestive biscuits like confetti. Janet will tut. This afternoon, Nigel is still wrestling with spreadsheets. He has attempted a pivot table. Again. Your left eye is doing its own salsa. Deep breaths, Virgo. Excel can only do so much when the operator is powered by hope alone. Diane's brought cake though, from bloody Tesco. How common. Tonight, resist that urge to Marie Kondo your sock drawer. Instead, spend 3 hours perfecting your online supermarket order, then abandon it completely. Honestly, you might as well start researching those replacement kitchen taps you've been putting off. Advice: blag it till you bag it. And for heaven's sake, hide Nigel's keyboard. This Friday, Libra, the universe is fully aware you're already planning which biscuit to pair with your 11s. This morning you'll spend a solid 20 minutes untangling your headphones only to discover they're not even yours. Mel saw. Lovely. Your Doomoscope animal today is an iguana judging silently from the corner, with higher self-esteem than you have after Tracy asks for your opinion on Connor's new haircut. This afternoon, prepare for inbox Armageddon. Mars retrograde is personally victimizing your email. At precisely 2:47 p.m. you'll accidentally hit reply all to Adele's passive-aggressive meeting reminder with just K. Tonight, Libra, forget that green smoothie. Instead of downward dog, you'll spend approximately 4 hours browsing takeaway menus, eventually ordering pizza, then immediately regretting it. You'll start a new box set, only to check your phone every 10 minutes because commitment is so last year. Advice: just put the phone down. For goodness sake. This Friday, NASA needs you to find that missing sock, Scorpio. You've already got 37 tabs open dedicated to sock disappearance theories, haven't you? Mercury retrograde is gaslighting your coffee maker. Expect lukewarm Java and a frantic, pre-9am hunt for an emergency Canaverne brew. Lovely. At precisely 2:17 p.m., Victoria will innocently ask a question you researched to death back in 2023. Your polite smile will be a mask concealing centuries of perfectly catalogued data, ready to unleash. By end of day, your inbox will need an exorcism to handle the amount of emails you've kept as evidence, just in case. Tonight, Netflix suggests you start a documentary about cheese making at precisely 10:11 p.m. 3 hours later, you'll find yourself fluent in dairy fermentation, ordering specialist rennet online, and texting Dominic about your new Wensleydale-related conspiracy theories. The cosmos has observed your recent life choices. It has concerns. Advice: accept that you're always right, but try to act surprised sometimes. Friday the 10th has dawned on you, Sagittarius, with the grace of a toddler attempting the tango. You woke up tangled in the duvet, wondering if that late-night online purchase of a life-sized cardboard cutout of Philip Schofield was real. It was. And it's judging you. Your Doomscope object today is a tap that drips judgment ally. At work, Mars retrograde is personally victimizing your inbox. Prepare for emails with the subject line urgent that are actually about Zara's desperate plea for someone to refill the printer. Ollie thinks you're allergic to common sense. This afternoon, you will spend longer than is reasonable trying to locate that one stray sock. Travel plans this evening involve navigating the treacherous route from the sofa to the biscuit tin, 4 attempts, minimum. You'll swear you're only going to watch one episode of that documentary, but before you know it, you're arguing online with Wendy and Stuart about whether a badger could realistically drive a tractor. Bianca thinks you're intense. Advice: maybe just blame the badger for everything today, This Friday, NASA confirms what you already suspected: your spam filter is on sabbatical. Mercury in retrograde is targeting you, sending calendar reminders from Maureen for that meeting you definitely didn't RSVP to. Prepare for a deluge of reply all emails. This afternoon, Brian from Accounts will attempt to explain the new expenses policy via interpretive dance, and you'll spend 47 minutes searching for that 2023 spreadsheet, finding only biscuit crumbs and disappointment. Lovely. Tonight, abandon any notions of domesticity. Order enough pizza to feed a small village and binge-watch that TikTok series about competitive dog grooming. The algorithm knows you secretly dream of sculpting poodles. You'll then swear you'll learn to crochet, buying enough yarn to clothe a Shire horse. And the stars have spoken. Advice: stop treating relaxation like an extreme sport, Capricorn. How delightful. Aquarius, you're orbiting Pluto today, which probably explains the existential dread setting in around 11s. You'll arrive at the co-working space on Friday the 10th of April looking like you simultaneously won and lost a fight with a tumble dryer. Your Doomscope object today is a drawer that jams every time, precisely like your brain when Christine asks what you did last weekend. This afternoon, Mars retrograde is personally victimizing your inbox. Expect 17 urgent emails asking if you've seen the stapler. Again. Then Rufus will corner you about redesigning the company logo for the 5th time since 2023, because, let's be honest, you saw another font you liked. Come evening, the moon phase gives you permission to forget your gym plans and embrace the siren song of beige food. That healthy salad stood no chance, did it? Cue up a documentary about competitive cheese sculpting, ready to be asleep 12 minutes in. Advice: resist the urge to correct Milo's grammar. The cosmos is well aware, and frankly, so is Milo. Pisces, that elaborate bookshop escape plan from last Friday? Inspired. Jupiter's currently doing a prolonged impression of a daydreamer, so today's ambition is limited to successfully navigating to the kettle without incident. Expect a minor kerfuffle around 10:17 a.m. involving a precarious tower of remaindered cookbooks. It's basically book Jenga. Venus is giving Nadia a knowing look as you discover a customer's fossilized bookmark. Naturally, it's a cinema ticket stub from the first showing of The Lion King. Gary's already drafting the stage adaptation, obviously. Maybe suggest they invest in some new promotional material this time. The Lion King's been out for ages. Tonight, the siren song of TikTok beckons once more. Resist the urge to compare your perfectly adequate existence to heavily filtered strangers. Tonight's scrolling continues until approximately 2:47 a.m., by which point you'll be convinced you can train squirrels to water ski. Advice: the universe is politely requesting you log off. You're starting to give it anxiety.